the best of us. So right as the night when nobody's awake.
Good morning. Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Dr. Tyra, and welcome back to another episode of Tyra's Just Saying, where we talk about real life, real issues, and how to keep your peace while handling your business. Today, I've got a woman with me who literally moves mountains, y'all. She is the founder of the Black Fairy Godmother organization, Simone Gordon. She is not just a change maker. Let me tell y'all, she is the change. Welcome to the show, Simone.
Thank you so much for having me, doctor.
Awesome. I am so happy to have you here today. So let's start talking about what inspired you to start the Black Fairy Godmother. Was there a moment that lit fire for you?
Absolutely. And um, since the age of 19, I always worked in Fortune 500 companies. I've always been able to hold my own. And in 2017, I lost my job at a Fortune 500 company. And also, my son was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. So at that time in my life, I'm like, wow, I'm really going to have to rely on public assistance and unemployment. Unemployment
Mhm,
wasn't cutting it. They were only giving me $300 a week. So I had to apply for food stamps and other things.
mhm,
Wow, going to social services, it's a lot. So I went to the
mhm,
social services agency, and you would think that people want to help you, but they were bringing me down a little bit. So I have a child in my hand with severe autism, and I'm
mhm,
applying for food stamps. I got frustrated, and I'm going to be honest, I walked out. I walked out. I went on social media. I said, listen, guys, where can I
mhm,
get help for me and my son? He needs therapy.
mhm,
I need food stamps. I need a job. I need to go back to school. I just went on a long rant. And
mhm.
so many people would just give me websites, and I'm like, all of those websites are black and white that they can help you if you apply for assistance. Someone said call 211. I called 211, Dr. Tyra, and
Mhm.
guess what? Those phone numbers were disconnected. So I
Wow.
went back on social media and I said,
Mhm,
listen, guys, I did everything you guys are telling me. I'm not getting through. So there were four strangers that were Caucasian women who
mhm,
decided to say, I can help your son get the services he needs. Tell me what's he need. I said, well, I'm fighting with Children's Specialized Hospital because social services finally gave
mhm.
me emergency Medicaid. One
Okay.
woman said, I don't have no money, but I dag sure can go on LinkedIn and scream at the CEO of Children's Specialized Hospital. Guess what? It
Mm,
worked. Dr. Tara, I got a call within
mhm.
2 days. I
Wow.
found out through this Caucasian woman who worked in the system who said
Mhm.
Medicaid and regular insurance have different pay schedules. So
Yes.
when a doctor see that a child has Medicaid, they put them on a wait list
Yes.
versus a child who has, right.
Regular
So I didn't
insurance.
know that.
Mhm,
So she advocated, she screamed, yelled, wrote a nice, nasty letter, as she called it, to Children's Specialized Hospital. He got
mhm,
the services. One woman said, I like to shop and I just shop just for the hell of it. But
mhm.
I want to help you. How about I buy some Depends and wipes for your son at Target? I'm a
Mhm.
Target girl. That's what she said to me. I said, well,
Okay.
Target on over here. And every month she
Mhm,
will, give me Depends and wipes because the
mhm.
Pampers that Medicaid was providing at the time was not suitable.
Right.
One woman said, I'm not going to give you my money. I worked hard for my money, but how about if I put you back in school? I said, ma'am, I don't know you. You don't know me. Why are you judging me? She said, I'm not judging you. I just feel as though you keep going into these patterns of working at these Fortune 500 company. You're doing collections, you're doing customer service, you're doing all of
Mhm.
this. But what is that benefiting you? You need to get some education as a single mom. I
Okay.
said, I owe a bill at the county college. She said, I will write a check to that county college. When did you owe that bill? I said, 2006 is
Mhm,
744. She said, get them on the phone. She wrote the check.
mhm.
After writing the check, she enrolled me in school at Essex County College. I
Okay.
graduated at the age of 35 in 2022 with my biology degree. And
Congratulations.
But prior to that, when she wrote that check, I went
Mhm,
on social media. I said, I want to create my own group to help marginalized women like myself who are single mothers
Mhm.
to get off their behind, and we're gonna make a difference. We're gonna work together, we're gonna get these baby clothes together, we're gonna go
Mhm.
to school. And
Right.
so many Caucasian women across America start joining the group, start helping with resume writing. Some were
Mhm.
even driving women to grocery stores. Some were even
Mhm.
mailing formula and baby clothes
Mhm.
from New York to Mississippi. I just became viral. And then celebrities start joining the group. And that's
Okay.
how it started.
That is awesome. And you're located in New Jersey?
Yes, I am from East Orange, New Jersey. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. I'm out of Philadelphia. So
Yes.
we're neighboring states. That
Yes,
is
we are.
awesome, and it's like, and a lot of things people don't know, like what you were saying in regards to insurance benefits and, how they put people on wait lists versus. And so I'm glad you spoke on that because that's something people should know and they should start to advocate, for themselves, especially, with the situation with your son being autistic. How is he now?
He's 15. He is still nonverbal.
Okay.
Years ago, one of the volunteers who was an attorney
Hmm.
helped me fight the school district and get him a special needs school. He is thriving at this special needs school that is in Livingston, New Jersey.
Okay.
And now he's 15 and he thinks he's big shot. So, you know,
You know what? Because he is a big shot.
yes. So
He
I
is a
tell
big shot.
people,
He's doing amazing.
instead of utilizing social media as a gossip column, let's try to advocate and let's also try to give each other encouragement. And that's what I do every day
Mhm.
across America.
Yes, you do. I love it, and it's like all this that you're speaking right here, you turn the pain into power. And that was the whole purpose of this. And I love, everything that you're doing with your organization. And it's like, when I think about, some of the things that's occurring in society, you have helped so many women in crisis.
Yes.
Right. And so what year did your organization become a nonprofit?
We started as mutual aid in 2017 and we became an
Okay.
official nonprofit December 1st of 2020. So we
Okay.
were doing a lot of work for COVID
Hmm.
before we
Before
were a
COVID.
nonprofit. Yeah.
Mm. And you got started before COVID was even a thing,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that you spoke on that because a lot of people be like, oh, people formed not a lot of nonprofits during COVID, but you had your boots on the ground in 2017, so it's not like you just got started. You saw the need. What are some of the most pressing needs you're seeing in our communities right now?
We are so overwhelmed with food and eviction. Food insecurity is the biggest
Hmm.
thing. The woman Kimberly Rumberg, who put me through college,
Hmm.
had helped me create a program called the Angel Food Assistance Fund. What
Okay.
she saw as a Caucasian woman is yes, there are plenty food pantries across America, but
Hmm.
there's a problem. Some people do not have access to those food pantries due to transportation, or either they have a disability, or either their loved one has special needs. So she
Hmm.
says, Simone, there's a thing that, us rich girls, she called herself a rich girls been using. I said, what's that? She
Hmm.
said, Instacart. Won't we create an Instacart account and
Hmm.
start sending people fresh groceries?
Hmm.
Fresh groceries where they won't have to leave the house, fresh groceries that will help them with their dietary needs. And also, let's get them a bouquet of flowers or even a plant to make them feel special, knowing that somebody really does care about them. And that program stick to the point where some people needed medical supplies. And we
Okay.
start ordering from Instacart through Walgreens and all these different things. So
Hmm.
Instacart had froze our account during COVID because we were doing hundreds and hundreds of orders until the
Really?
CEO, yes, the CEO contacted us. And
Hmm.
guess what? We have a partnership with them. They were trying to
That
figure out
is
who
awesome.
they were trying to figure out who credit card is this? What are these people doing? Why is it
Hmm.
random addresses? I got
Hmm.
on a call and explained who I am, what was I doing, and the reason why I was doing it. So
Hmm.
they waive all the delivery fees and give us 20% of everything that we buy because we have a limit of
Okay.
$300 per grocery order. So, yes, you just never know.
Yeah, you just never know where your partnerships come from. And I can see, Instacart doing that because of so many people are doing things, scamming and things like that. And they just need to make sure
Mhm.
everything is on the up and up with all
Yes.
of that. But that is, wow, is that one of your first corporate partnerships with?
Instacart is one of my first corporate partnerships. I
Hmm.
even had to send them some of the news articles from People Magazine and NJ.com to show them that 100,000 you guys are receiving, that's coming from our donations. But they
Right.
just wanted to make sure, and the CEO at the time is no longer the CEO, but it was just a
Hmm.
beautiful thing for him to get on and said, we need to partner with you guys because I'm on your
Hmm.
Instagram, I'm seeing all this formula, I'm seeing people. I said, yeah, and we were showing the receipts.
Hmm.
They were our first ones. Our second ones was extended stay,
Hmm.
because we have people sleeping in their car and we have a lot of
Hmm.
women who are experiencing domestic violence. People go where they can go to a domestic violence shelter. But what
Hmm.
people don't understand is the reason why some women don't leave that situation is that when you go to these shelters, you will get a child protection, excuse me, you will get CPS
Okay.
case for
Hmm.
going to certain shelters. So women don't want to go through that because their children is all that they have. So we provide them up to 90 days at a extended stay while
Hmm.
still advocating trying to get them housing with working with realtors in the area, low
Hmm.
income housing officials, etc.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. And you just educated me on quite a few things because I had no idea that when women would go to shelters that they would automatically get a CPS case. You know.
Yes. Yes, it depends on what area you're in and which
Okay.
shelter, but some
Okay.
shelters they have to report that the
Report.
mother is abused or if there's some sort of abuse in the household.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
awesome. So, how do you manage the emotional weight of being everyone's fairy godmother while still preserving your own peace? Like, I'm a therapist, and I'm big on. I need y'all to have y'all safe spaces. I need everybody to be able to practice their own peace, and I need you to be able to, still be able to have downtime for yourself. Because when I, hear everything that you're doing for so many in addition to your son is you. So when what do you do? How are you
I'm going
preserving your peace?
I'm going to be honest with you. I also have a testimonial for you. So
Okay.
years ago, I met you in Asbury Park.
Hmm.
There was a workshop, a women's workshop, and all the women were coming together about self care, and you were the speaker. And we were, I believe, at the Marriott, and it was just a little room of women. Someone
Hmm.
having makeup, and you said makeup is all good, but self care is all in the mind and all in the heart. And I
Hmm.
remember I asked you a question. I said, I have a nonprofit and I am just running 24 hours a day. You said you just can't. There's no way you can. You said you're going to have to draw a line and there's going to have to be limitations where you have to tell people, yes, I am a nonprofit, but there's also limitations to what I can do for you at a certain time. I cannot send you food 2 a.m. in the morning. That's impossible and
Hmm.
that's not realistic. So
Hmm.
Mondays and Tuesdays, our organization is completely shut down, meaning our volunteers do not volunteer. I don't do any work. At that time, I'm either reading, I'm going to the doctors to making sure my health is okay because I'm pushing 40. I
Okay.
also exercise and I also here and now treat myself to a latte. I will go to a black owned cafe. I will
Hmm.
sit in my book and have some me time. So that advice you've given to me during Miss Keisha Reeves' workshop,
I was just getting
I
ready to
took
say
it
I know exactly which one it was.
I took that advice you gave me and I
Hmm.
became my own therapist. And that's my own self care because, again, I have a son with severe autism
Hmm.
and he requires a lot of me. So I can't be there for him and other strangers as well. I got to be there for myself and to keep myself healthy physically, mentally, and spiritually. So,
That is awesome. That is awesome. It's like when we're in these rooms and we're speaking in these rooms, for myself, you never know who receives the message, and my thing is I'm big on boundaries and being able to create those boundaries. We create them in personal life, but you got to create them in your businesses, your nonprofits. We have to, because other than that, we'll start pouring from an empty cup. So I am so happy that, you were able to start, to put those boundaries in place, because it can be exhausting. And I'm glad you are finding peace for yourself. Now, are you going on any vacations this year?
I will not be able to go on vacations this year because,
Okay.
my son with his limitations and everything. But
Hmm.
I am taking a weekend and I'm going to some spas. I will be going
Oh, that's
to
nice.
a I'm going to get on a train. I'm going to go to the museum.
Hmm.
There's different activities that I will be doing just for myself.
Okay. Awesome.
And I
That is.
hate to say that word, myself. You kept saying to me, say myself. No one
Hmm.
else, myself. But I
Hmm.
have to do it.
Yeah, you have to do it, but the thing is, self-love is okay. It's okay to love yourself, and it's okay to put you first. Because we pull and we put everybody else first, but now it's time for you
Right.
and doing what you have to do. So don't feel bad about taking those moments to take those spa trips and taking those trips to museums and going to other places. Look, it's all good.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
all good, all good. Because I have to remember myself, it's not easy, being in the space, where you're a full time entrepreneur and trying to do so many different things. We have to budget things. But lately, I'm telling you, it seemed like everything is coming full circle. It's
Yes.
like I've been listening to myself now.
Yes. Yes. Good. Good. And that's good too.
Yeah, yeah, we got to listen to ourselves and know that, we got to put ourselves first. So, let's see. All right. So my next question to you is, what challenges have you faced as a Black woman leading a nonprofit, and how have you overcame them?
So when we first started and
Hmm.
as a mutual aid, we have so many supporters. But there's always that one, right?
Hmm.
That want to try you. And
Okay.
I had to understand that I am a Black woman. I am a public figure now, so I have to be careful what I say.
Hmm.
One woman said, well, how do I know the money is actually going to Black Fairy Godmother? Because I used to donate to a Black organization who became millionaires. So what I started doing is I said, you gave me an idea. Your ignorance gave me an idea, and I'm going to turn it into a positive. I
Hmm.
start posting receipts. I start posting receipts. I start posting videos. And
Hmm.
people are like, oh, no, she didn't. There were even certain nonprofits like, you're posting receipts. That's not fair. You're making it hard for us. I said, as a Black woman, there
Hmm.
is some type of, I'm trying to get the word out. Some people who have wealth or privilege feel as
Hmm.
though the money is for us. When they see that I'm in a mom with a special needs child and I'm marginalized, that money
Hmm.
is for myself, not knowing I have a 9 to 5 and that I was going to school. So I
Right.
start recording myself and have a videographer showing that I'm going to school, showing
Hmm.
how I maintain my son, and show 4 a.m. that I was out on the laptop with volunteers. Channel 7 News even came and did the whole segment, and they like, wow, you wake up 4 a.m. They were here at 3 in my home seeing everything that I was doing.
Okay.
So it's hard when you're a Black woman because there are some people who would take
Hmm.
the funding and use it
Hmm.
for marketing in their salaries. We don't get
Right.
salary here.
Okay.
All of our money that the
Hmm.
IRS put out there with GodStar, we show every receipt, we show everything. So that's
Hmm.
just the only thing. Earning people trust. I'm blessed enough to say that I earned a lot of people trust,
Hmm.
especially having all these volunteers from different networks and different
Hmm.
sectors and being doctors and lawyers and all those different things. So that's the
Hmm.
hardest thing is about being a nonprofit. As a certain race, you can't do what the other race does. And it's
Hmm.
sad. Like there is
Hmm.
a man who gives people money, but
Right.
he also has a diamond bracelet when he does lives. I can't have that because they're not going to
They
question
coming
him
for
as a
you.
white male,
No,
but
they
they're
gonna
going to
question
mess with
you
me.
like, oh, you used the money, got yourself a diamond bracelet. What else you got over there? Because we know
Right.
how these people think and the things that they say negatively. And it's
Correct.
sad that we as black women have to go through this. And it's sad that you had to go through that. You know, that burns me up that you had to go online and post receipts.
I do it every day. I post
Like
receipts
that
anytime
that
somebody
really
donate.
saddens
I
me.
send.
I don't like that because you shouldn't have to.
I know, but this is the world that we live in. When I sit in corporate offices, I have
Hmm.
to dress a certain way. The beautiful ponytail I have that's matching with my hair, it
Hmm.
has to be neat. I have to be cordial, but it's
Hmm.
okay for another race to come in with sneakers and he can get $1 million while I only get $30,000 to
Wait a
help
minute, we're
people in
not
need.
talking about just sneakers. We talking about sneakers. We talking about dirty pants,
Yes.
only t-shirts,
Not groomed.
not groomed at all.
And it hurts that DI has been
Hmm.
taken away because a lot of us are getting we're not getting anything. So I
Right.
have to consistently send out letters to people who apply online and say, I
Hmm.
know you got $5,000 rent that's due. Is there any
Hmm.
way you can go to the courts and ask for a payment arrangement? I'm
Hmm.
trying to work with different lawyers to see what we can do because there's not a lot of funding like it
Hmm.
used to be. Because people are
Right.
counting their coins too. Eggs are $12. But that's what I'm getting into, not being able to help like I
Hmm.
used to in my community.
Hmm.
Instagram has changed their algorithm where people can't fundraise or people can't say certain things or they'll shadow ban you. I was
Right.
able to raise $10,000 and help 10 families, but
Okay.
things have changed to where I have to be creative by still being the Black Fairy Godmother.
Okay. Have you used platforms like Zeffy to help you with doing things?
Yes, we use Give Butter and we
Okay.
also use PayPal because PayPal is international. What a lot of people don't know is
Hmm.
PayPal is international, and we do have some international followers that make donations and they have to use PayPal because it's an
Oh,
international
national
platform.
company. Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I tell you the issues that we run up against, and so the families that you help, are they all over the United States or out the country? Like, how far does your reach go currently?
We are all over the United States. We only deal with marginalized Black and Brown families. We do Chicago, we do Illinois, we do folks in Shreveport, Louisiana, we do
Mhm.
families in Missouri, we do families in Alabama, Texas, Florida, North Carolinas. We
Mhm.
even have some, marginalized families we are now seeing in Connecticut that's reaching out to us. So it's all over.
Okay. Awesome. That is really awesome, because I know you help people in Philadelphia, because I've
Yeah.
seen, so I was like, when I see Philly come up, I'm like, oh, let me see what I can do to send
We
something
have a
in, trying
lot
to
of
help.
Philadelphia families, a lot of Philadelphia's. Philadelphia's is one of the biggest marginalized families that we do help that are having some issues right now. A lot of
Okay.
them.
And it's good that we, talking about this, and I am in Philadelphia, so, all of my connections and networks can see, this interview that we are doing so that, some of the organizations that I partner with, maybe, we can find ways that we can go in and try to help, at some
No
point,
problem.
with everything that's going on, out here. So do the participants, the people that you help, do they fill out an application process? How do they get in contact with you? And how do you know that, I guess what their story is actually real so that you don't feel like you've been, put in a place of somebody trying to scam the organization?
So I became smart during COVID-19
Mhm.
because even though we
You
fed
were
a lot of
smart
people,
before COVID-19, girl. Stop that.
I had some incredible people who said what they do for a living and what they can
Mhm.
do.
Mhm.
And then we officially got our website done in 2020. No, it's 2021.
Okay.
And we had a web designer by the name of Matt. He created a application where you have to fill out everything. You even have to fill out your social medias. You have to
Okay.
upload documents. If you say to me, I don't have no food, well, do you have food stamps? What day did you receive your food stamps? What is your food stamp case number? We have
Mm.
paralegals that would check that information. I
Okay.
have to protect myself and my brand and my volunteers and my board members because everything that people don't understand that gets reported to the IRS. We
Yes.
also have an impact report that we have to send to our donors as well.
Okay.
So we take this very seriously. So when you go to our website at www.theblackfairygodmother.org, on the left-hand side, there is three little lines. You click on it, and all the way down at the bottom is application. You fill out that application. If you skip anything, if you don't upload your ID and you send us a picture of a dog, automatically it will kick back and say, try again.
Okay. Wow. I'm glad you're doing that. Because the thing is like people, you know, I'm sorry, everybody that's watching. We want to believe you, but at some point, we know that people fraudulently do things. So
Correct.
I'm glad you had a dope web designer. That was able to get all of that together, as well as getting the documents and stuff. And I know people oh, I don't want to give my business.
Oh, they do
But
that.
you
And I
want to
said,
take my money.
that too. I said, well, the same way you apply for your food stamps, that
Hmm.
is federal and state. I
Right.
have to report to the federal and
The
state.
federal government. Hmm.
So
Federal
we're
and
all in
state.
the same, we are the same boat. So
Hmm. Okay. Okay. I'm glad. I'm so happy we're having this conversation today. You know, and so what do you want people to really understand about what it means to be a change maker?
what people don't fail to realize is that you don't always have to have money to be a change maker. A
Mhm.
change maker does not mean you have to be privileged and you have to be rich or whatever that word means. A change maker means you have to take at least 4 to 5 minutes of your time to speak to someone and change their life. It only takes 4 to 5 minutes. How? Because it happened to me. Those women only wrote what they wrote, said what they said to 4 to 5 minutes, and it helped me change my life. Not just with money, with
Right.
resources and ways that I can make myself better.
Mhm.
After feeding these families, after paying their water bill, after paying their evictions, after relocating a woman who
Mhm.
was a victim of domestic violence, guess what? We have a peer specialist that will follow up with them and say, okay, we've done all these great things for you, but
Mhm.
what are we going to do for next month? We're going to help you see if we could get you a job. Is
Mhm.
there any free programs at a community college where you can get a trade?
Mhm.
Because we don't want you to continue this cycle of living in poverty, or
Mhm.
not just living in poverty, or just going back to the same boat of not having money to pay that $100 water bill, not
Right.
having food on the table for your children, or not being able to pay for your medicines. So
Mhm.
being a change maker is, you gotta understand that you could walk out of here, uh, like right out of your home or your apartment, speak
Mhm.
to a neighbor, you could change their life. That
Right.
neighbor could say, you know what, I ain't got no gas money. Okay, you have a job. Yes, I have a job. Well, here's how you can make some secondary income at home.
Mhm.
Or you could speak to, Miss Parker. I hate to say that name, Friday. Miss
Right.
Parker, and say, Miss Parker, are you
Help me.
retired? Okay, well, help me do something here in the township. Let's do this,
Mhm.
let's do that. You don't
Right.
have to have money. These
Mhm.
mayors and these politicians have us thinking in our head that we have to have money, we have to have this. No, all we got to do is show up to these town halls, or even
Mhm.
go on social media and go on live and create things ourselves.
Right.
Other races are doing it. And
Mhm.
I was just the first one to do it the right way. And now everybody is following through. People are emailing me, Miss Gordon, I want to do what you done. How
Mhm.
can I do it? And I'm not stingy. I tell them what to do. And some of them are doing okay.
That's all. That is awesome. How can others support your mission, especially those who want to help but don't know where to start?
Easy. You can always go to our website at www.theblackfairygodmother.org. You can
Mhm.
click on ways to give. If you
Okay.
don't have money, you can sign up to be a volunteer. Everybody has some sort of talent. So
Right.
whatever you're good at, I'm pretty sure that you can be a volunteer and be a part of our peer assistance team.
Okay, that's awesome. And so, what's next for the Black Fairy Godmother organization? And what
Well,
dreams are you still working towards?
well, the end of this year, we are opening 3 chapters of the Black Fairy Godmother Foundation. We are going to
Awesome.
do the New Jersey, PA, and New York tri-state area
Mhm,
chapter. Then we're
mhm.
going to do the West Coast chapter, and then we're going to start in the South. We're trying to pick at least 3 states in the South that are experiencing the most hardship in the marginalized communities and take it there. We will get to other states, but I have to do it slow.
Hey, you got to take it one step at a time, because at the end of the
Yes.
day, when you start building into other states and start doing other chapters, we it does require a lot of work,
Yes.
because you have to, basically be able to know their guidelines and things like that. But it's also being able to get the right people to manage those chapters in the other states. It's like we do what we can, but it's like, you have to make sure that all of the right people are in place, because this is your baby. This is one of your
Yes.
babies. This is your baby. This is your brainchild. You know what I mean? And
My
you know,
legacy.
exactly. This is your legacy. This is generational wealth. This is all kinds of things that you're doing. So I love that. And so, yeah, definitely, anything I can do to help, you just let me know. Anything you need, I got you, Simone.
And just thank you for your advice at that workshop. I was the only woman who stood up and didn't, be afraid to ask questions because, yes, I'm always on TV. Yes, I have so many celebrities and public figures that support the foundation. But what's more importantly is my health, my mental stability as well.
Yes.
So,
Yes. And I'm gonna make it my business to check in on you once
yes,
a month to make
yes,
sure you're good.
yes, ma'am.
Because at the end of the day, I need you good, because you're
Yes,
doing so much, and I just, God bless you for all that you're doing, all of the help that you're giving all of the women, and doing everything you can for these children as well. God bless you.
yes,
And it's like, me and my business partner, Dr. Candace, out in California, always say Instagram and social media is good for education and entertainment. Is
correct,
what the in between got to go, you know,
correct,
and you use it to educate yourself on how to start building bigger. And I mean, I am so, so proud of you. Who would have thought? Because back then, I'm like, was we even doing social media in 2017? Like, we was doing Facebook.
correct. And that's how we started off on
Yep,
Facebook.
up on Facebook, and and that was an awesome opportunity I had speaking at Keisha Reeves' event that year. That summer, that was awesome, and I know she's been hosting so many events with the hair conference and
Yes.
everything going on. So I'm gonna tell her, girl, you need to probably do another one of these.
Yes. Yes. Because you
Yes,
never know who might need it.
you got that right. You never know. You never know. And if you could wave your wand and fix one thing in the world right now, what would it be? As the Black Fairy Godmother.
I will fix everybody being angry.
Okay. Okay.
Everywhere you go, someone is angry. After COVID, things have changed and now everybody's angry. Growing up, like I'll be 39 September. I'm so used to everybody greeting each other. Everybody is so angry. Even the children now are angry. That's the
Yes.
one thing I would like to change.
Okay. Awesome. Well, this was an awesome interview. I thank you so much for coming
Thank you
on
so
to
much
my
for having me.
platform and talking to me today about your organization. And so, everybody, this is Simone Gordon. Her organization is the Black Fairy Godmother. The Black Fairy Godmother.org is the website. How else can we reach you outside of the website?
You can go to Instagram, the Black Fairy Godmother Official, or we have our Facebook page, the Black Fairy Godmother Foundation.
Awesome. Simone, this has been a pleasure. If there is anything that I can do, please do not hesitate to call me, text me, email me. I'll definitely do the best I can to help you with everything that you have going on. And if you have any events coming up, please let me know. I'm right down the turnpike. I don't mind stopping through and saying, hey.
November 8th, write down. It's our Purple Diamond Gala. It is our 10th annual Purple Diamond Gala, and people come all over from Philadelphia and New York. It is a very extravagant event. All the proceeds will go to 10 women who are domestic violence survivors, and we will have that money go towards their education. And different companies come and they sponsor their education and also award them. So it's a big event. I can't tell you who's going to be performing this year. We had the Kenny
Uh-oh.
Lattimores, we had the Monifas and the Howard Hewitts and all of that.
Get
But
out
this
of
year
here.
it's going to be a big one this year. So
Look,
I
you
can't
home
tell you
now.
guys
I'm asking you what else you got going on. You ain't even telling us about this gala till now.
because I was going to wait till August 1st, but the gala will be very big and everybody all over comes through. So
Okay, so we got it first.
yes, you guys got it first. It was supposed to be
So,
August 1st, but you pushed me today. But yeah,
all right, so y'all, look, we got insider information. Look, the Black
yeah,
Fairy Godmother is having her gala November the 8th. The purple, there's the
it's the Purple Diamond Awards.
Purple Diamond Awards.
Yes,
So everybody, when the tickets going live on August the 1st.
August 1st. Yes,
Okay, make sure y'all get y'all tickets if you can attend. Give a donation.
absolutely.
It goes a long way. It's going a long way. Well, I'm not going to hold no more of your time. Thank you so much, Simone, and we definitely going to stay connected. And
No problem.
again, God bless you and have an awesome day. Everyone, I want to thank you all for joining Tyra's Just Saying today. God bless all of you and have an amazing day.
Only know I want the best of us. So I dance the night away.